I don't know if I've made this sort of clear in terms of, I believe that the closing the history of love. Now, we can place my Earth at the center of the universe idea in a context in which Earth is not special. Earth is one of many. So we are special to our local cosmos and to our local solar system. So there are local and there's very local, solar system very local, cosmos local. The general is the infinite ocean, the plenum is the infinite ocean. So we have evidence that the Earth is a water seed that creates water. The property of wetness conglomerates, it creates water, wetness. And that runs forever, and therefore there's a lot of water. And so the arena in which we can play our reality is now the infinite ocean. So the limits of human understanding and reaching for, this is why the galaxies are so difficult for us. It's too much there. You need to draw a limit around something. So I've got an infinite ocean, can you imagine that? Now, in order for us to place ourselves within it, you need to draw a boundary. And so, well, let's consider that bit of infinite ocean. Yeah? So let's do that. So that boundary is one we place there. We know that beyond that is infinite ocean. If you look inside the boundary now we've drawn, or whatever size it is, you're going to see motion of surfaces of temperature, masses of water temperature sliding over each other in larger and smaller blocks, and that the surfaces are dilating with the wetness. So the water seeds that create wetness, it manifests as the inviscid layer between two surfaces of bodies of water of different temperatures, which can't mix because they're moving. The motion of moving over creates a heat boundary, and so they can't cross it. The entropic boundary is broken. Can you see that? So infinite ocean, bodies of water in motion, random. Surfaces sliding across each other, inviscid. Inviscidness created by water seed, Earth example. If those two surfaces meet transverse, if they're sliding alongside each other but then they slide transverse to each other, it can lock and twist. Now imagine the infinite ocean, imagine the size of those blocks of water, temperature, yeah, any size you like, but they're big. If one of them locks against another one of them's going to twist. There'll be a twisting force there. Smack, an anchor node, prime node kernel is placed, that twist seed is placed there through these two transverse surfaces locking together, and that is a massive, massive force. Massive. These two bodies of water that are now locked together are still in motion, but they're dragging this kernel of twist seed with them. When you look into that kernel of the twist seed, you see the seed at the center, the tiny seed, dot point. You see the actual water meniscus around it, center of Earth, surface of Earth. You see the ionosphere, the pulled surface created the force cavitation. So there's Earth, created like that. You think that's the only one? In an infinite ocean? No, there's lots of these. There's lots of reality nodes. They don't come anywhere near us because we've got a lighthouse. You can tell the reality nodes that have worked themselves out from the dimension that you rise to when you live in the hemisphere firmament world. When your cavitation is the firmament, a hemisphere above you is the world in which you live. You can see you're living in a higher dimension, the dimension where the other realities who've got their grail beacons turn on the same way as well. So you can see each other's grail beacons and you go, oh, there's the civilizations. We will see the lighthouses and go, I wonder how long they'll take to work it out, to rise, to turn on their grail beacon and welcome first contact, right? Because this is where we're at. This is what they've got. This is what we're dealing with. We have to take control of this planet now, easy, by taking control of ourselves. Yeah, love rules, do the work, choose. Choose God, courage and worship of God towards love. That's it. Do that now. Yeah, follow the messages of Christ, and we can have first contact. Yeah, so that we're super special. We're loved by the God of those two surfaces, creates us and carries us with him always, surrounding us. This massive power. Yeah, because we're moving with one of the surfaces. The motion of the two surfaces is translated into a single motion, and that motion is clockwise. So all of these surfaces are moving anti-clockwise. It forces the twist seed to a clockwise motion, click, a tick, when you see the slash sawtooth wave, the up, down, and then the below. Yeah. So that special earth, loved by God, but God loves all his realities. He loves all his children. We're going to get to meet some of them now. So it's exciting. This is why it pisses me off, that nobody will listen to this and doesn't understand where we are. Because the timing isn't for me, it's God's timing. I just keep asking him every day, please God, make it today. Wake up, you're back in the room. Elvis has left the building. Welcome to the future. Bye down.